Hi guys, welcome to Crowder College. So I wanted to show you around just a second. So here is where I'm at. So the reason I'm standing here is because I wanted to show you the bell tower. When I think of Crowder's culture, I think of Mr. James Tatum and our heritage of servant leadership. Mr. Tatum was one of the founders of Crowder College and served on the board of trustees for 50 years. When I interviewed Mr. Tatum for a book I was writing on the 50th anniversary of the college, he shared with me his desire to infuse the principles of Robert Greenleaf's servant leadership philosophy into the culture at Crowder. Because of this foundation, every year, a servant leadership cohort leads the college in discussing and growing these principles with all employees. This year, the cohort placed employees into families and encouraged us to meet for 3 activities: a lunch together, a book study on listening, and a service project. The bell tower is named after Mr. Tatum and includes quotes about servant leadership that speak to the mission here: to build a civil, serving, literate, learning community of responsible citizens. To gain a different perspective, I interviewed our new VP of Information Services. After serving at a local university for over 21 years, this man, who I will call Scott, moved to Crowder this January. I was interested in what he defined as Crowder's culture, since he's new here. Interestingly, his answer was almost the same: servant leadership. However, his marker of this culture was different than mine. Scott mentioned a Facebook post that Crowder's president wrote a few months after the college was hacked. The post thanked the university's president for sharing their employees, the team from the university for serving Crowder in a time of need, and personally thanked Scott for his time and knowledge. Here's a copy of that Facebook post. So you can see this is what he is talking about. When Scott made the switch from this university to Crowder, he said he was further impressed by the willingness of Crowder employees to go beyond their own roles. In the midst of recovering from the hack, our help desk technician passed away. Other employees from the college volunteered their time to sit and answer phones so our IT staff could continue their work restoring our network. To this VP, the willingness of the college president to be transparent and openly communicate was profound. Employees stepping into a role for the good of the college speaks to the heart of servant leadership at Crowder. While Scott and I both connected to the tradition of servant leadership here in different ways, we both experienced the deep culture of communication, transparency, and willingness to help, regardless of our roles, to serve students and each other. So welcome to Crowder.